Hey guys, Josh Hatcher here with you today for HatcherMedia.net. I do creative marketing services, and I can help you do a lot of things. Everything from video production to graphic design to copywriting, whatever you need, whatever your design needs are. And I don't say that to make a sales pitch, because today I'm actually going to tell you about one of my favorite things. Really, honestly. I actually wrote a book called Cheap Ways Too, which I'm not trying to sell you either, but so, I like to think cheap, I like to think free. So today, we're going to start our blog series about free advertising. Yes, you can get advertising for free, and let me tell you how. It works pretty well. And the first, we're going to have several different installments of this series, so I want you to keep checking back, and we're going to go over the different ways to get free advertising. Now, technically, it's not all advertising. Advertising is technically something you pay for. But I want you to be thinking about that, because some of it is just as effective as paid advertising, but it doesn't cost you. Now, I want to reiterate another thought when it comes to that. There may be some miscellaneous costs that you might have to put out a little bit here and there, and you will have to put some time into it. So it's not like it's just handed to you. You have to work for it, okay? That being said, here's some ideas for free advertising. Our first idea, the first thing we're going to talk about, part one of our series here, is called Leveraging Social Media. Okay? Listen, you may have a Facebook page, you may have a Twitter account, or whatever it is that you want to use for social media, but if you don't use it, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't do you any good. And, your account, if you really want to make this work, you want to start with an account. If you don't have an account on Twitter and Facebook, that's where to start. Set up a Facebook and a Twitter account. Fill in all your information. Add some cool photos, even if you just walk around with your cell phone and grab them and put them up. Okay? And then you want to start inviting your contacts. You can actually send out an email to your email list. You can export your email list from Gmail or whatever service you use, export it into a CSV format, upload it to your page, and send out an email and invite people to it. You'll get a response, and they will like your page, and then you can start marketing to them. And it doesn't cost you anything except for the time to set it up. That being said, if it's possible, you want to link your blog. If you do blog, which also is free advertising, by the way, if you have a website, it's not technically free because you're paying for your website and you're paying for your hosting, but just assuming you've already done that, if you have a blog, link it to your social media page so it automatically posts, or every time you post to your blog, manually post it. Actually, that gets a better view, a better reach if it manually posts. But you want to make it so that your blog posts end up on your social media page. Okay? So what you're doing is you're basically telling all of the friends that you've now invited to like your Facebook page or your Twitter account, you're telling them, come to my website and read this that I wrote you. And they will. It'll help you grow. The next thing to think about is to make a strategy, okay? I don't want you to just get a Facebook page and then just kind of let it sit there, because this is what happens. If you don't have a plan, it's not going to work. Failure to plan is planning to fail. And I tell that to people all the time. And you know what? Even in my own life, sometimes I don't make the plan. In fact, the reason that you're seeing me right now is because I finally decided to sit down and make a plan. And interestingly enough, I wrote all of my blog posts for half of the year, for 6 months, in about 4 hours. I've got just another couple hours into producing the video. So, I'm doing it all in one day. Just a little secret. All you got to do is just take the time, plan it out, carve out the time, put it on your schedule, say, this is my social media day. And interestingly enough, you can schedule everything. So when you make your plan, make your strategy, make a plan, sit down, write it all out. Do it for the year if you want to. You can schedule up to that far in advance. And then you don't have to think about it. You do have to keep checking in to make sure it's doing what it's needing to do. But get it started, get a plan, do the work in advance, and it'll benefit you greatly. I will say post regular and post often. So yes, if you schedule, it'll be good. That'll help you do that, because it'll happen. But if you're not scheduling it in advance, just make sure you post regular and post often. Post a picture of what's happening. If it's somebody's birthday at the office, take a picture and put it online and embarrass them in front of their friends and family. It'll help you out, okay? I want you to think about a budget. I know I'm talking about free advertising, okay? But think about a budget. And it might be as little as $5 a day, or it might be as little as $1 a day, or even 50 cents a day. Facebook will let you set a very minimal budget to do some advertising. You could say, listen, I have $15 a month to spend on this. That's like nothing when it comes to advertising dollars. And Facebook advertising can be very effective. Twitter's got some ads out there. I haven't experimented much with Twitter ads, but mostly because the people in my target where I live are not using Twitter as much as they are Facebook. So I've been focusing my energies on Facebook because I'm getting a better return from that. But in different parts of the country, in different parts of the state, from where I am in rural Pennsylvania, people are using Twitter. Or in rural Ohio, I have an office in both places. People are using Twitter more. And so with that in mind, you want to be thinking about looking into that and doing the research. And at some point, I'll sit down and do the research, and we'll do a whole series just on Twitter advertising. But I'm just talking briefly about Facebook ads. It's worth spending a little money if you can write it effectively. Make sure you check out our Writing Effective Advertising series of blogs, and it'll give you some tips and pointers. Make that Facebook ad effective, and you'll get, as a result, you'll get some return. It'll help boost who sees your post, especially when you first started out. When you first started out, you don't have that many people liking your page, but a little bit of advertising makes that go even further. So I highly recommend spending a minuscule amount to get you started, get the ball rolling. So think about a budget. And I know I'm talking about free, so I'll get back to more free stuff. With your social media, like I said, it doesn't cost you a dime to have a social media page and to post to it. So take the time, make your schedule, post regular, post often, okay? Import your contacts and suggest it to your friends, your personal page. Listen, we could talk a lot about how to set up the difference between a profile and a page. I'm just going to let you know right now, okay? Don't set up a personal profile for your business page, okay? There's a quick way to get kicked off of Facebook. You might say, I don't want my personal Facebook page associated in any way with my Facebook professional page. And it doesn't let you just make a page unless you have an account to manage it. So sometimes you can make a dummy account. You make up a name. I do some work for Open Arms Community Church. We set up a generic account that wasn't associated with anybody's name. And it's called Open Armsy. The last name is Armsy. Or Opie Armsy, I think. And Opie Armsy has access to that page, and then he can then control the advertisements, and it keeps it separate from our personal accounts. Now, our personal accounts have access to it as well, but I'm just giving you an example. You might set up a generic page. Don't take the time to like friends from the generic profile, okay? But you can use it to get it started. But I highly recommend biting the bullet and just go ahead, set it up under that, and then make yourself an admin at least long enough to invite your friends to your page. Because you need that those personal social connections that you already have to market the page to it. And I think that'll be the way to do it the most effective way. So I do recommend doing it that way. I don't recommend setting up a fake account unless you need it. But I do recommend, the bottom line is when you're selling something, your first people that you're trying to reach out to should be your friends and family, the people you're already socially connected with. And that's why I recommend using your personal page to promote your business. Those are the people that may come to you first. That might be different depending on what your business is. So I understand that. What I am saying is social media can be free advertising, which can be very effective. So be thinking about that. We could talk, again, I could do a whole book, and we could write blog after blog after blog on how to do social media effectively. All I'm saying is make sure that you're thinking about social media as a way to get free advertising and use it as such. We could talk more about the rules and what that means in future blog series, but first part of this series is to leverage your social media. Anyway, I'm Josh Hatcher. If you need some help, you need some advice, please send me an email, mail@joshhatcher.com, or you can visit us at hatchermedia.net. You can also see us on Facebook and Twitter at Hatcher Media. Thanks, guys. The next part of our series, we're going to talk about existing customers, because your existing customers can be a great source for you to advertise to, and it doesn't cost you a penny. Talk about that more later.